Okay, in this video, I want to share to all of you about this wonder-shaped tiny house design. It's not as usual because of the envelopes and of the exterior of this tiny house is totally amazing. It's totally captivating and also give us experience and give us insight, inspiration about the tiny house design, especially for the exterior design. Okay, I hope it will be benefit to you. Okay, let's watch this video. Well, this is about the well-shaped and beautiful tiny house design where we can see from here, we can see from the outside of these envelopes of the tiny home. In the first design, it has a lot of amazing thing, a lot of beautiful thing on, especially on this exterior facade or exterior design and envelopes of this tiny home. Um, we can see about the grid and amazing envelopes, which is especially on the wall and on the window. It's using the transparent material, but it also gives us a lot of inspired things, especially for the exterior design of this tiny home. And okay, it seems look like a camera. Seems look like a camera. Maybe it's so match if the user or the designer or the consumer of this tiny home is have a background of the photography, maybe because the shape of this tiny home it's similar with the camera tools anyway. Then we can see from the outside, yeah, even if it similar with the camera, but the texture and the color it's not only a black color, but it using the maybe it seems like a light copper color or light copper texture anyway. It seems look like from metal material. Okay, and then the third design, it's very simple, it's very compact, artistic and iconic, but it's not only about the interior of this tiny home. It's not only about the indoor area of the tiny home, but it highlight about the circular on the surrounding that tiny home with courtyard, with a semi-spacious courtyard, because we can feel that the courtyard is so spacious if we look from the outside, like this view anyway. But I think it's look like a holiday element, holiday dwelling house or holiday villas, and we can see about this wonderful. Okay, this is about the fourth design. It's look like smooth and curved exterior, especially on the roof and on the wall envelopes. Even if the entrance of this tiny home it seems look like an ordinary door, ordinary entrance or ordinary windows, but the envelopes of this tiny home it's look like totally amazing and totally have a wonder shape of the envelope and exterior of the tiny home itself. Then again we can look for the entrance. It's look like an ordinary one, an ordinary things, but even if this entrance is only ordinary window and ordinary glass, it's so amazing. Okay, and then the fifth design is also have a great amazing wonder shape on the exterior, especially on the envelopes. And maybe it's not only about the entrance but also about the side entrance. It's small enough, but it show us about the highlighted windows on the another side of this tiny home, which is this tiny home is have a basic shape with the cylinder shape. So the cylinder shape can bring this tiny home to be a great wonderful shape as we can look from this exterior. And again, about the envelopes or exterior cladding, I think it's very impressive. Okay, this is about the iconic. I think this is the iconic one of this tiny home because the shape of this wonder shape of tiny home it seems look like shell shape or basic shell shape. Maybe the designer or the user is inspired from the shell shape that give this tiny home have a DNA from the shell shape of the tiny home itself. Okay, then we can look for the exterior, for the outside, and we can look for the entrance. It's totally simple, but it has an amazing thing with a small curve on the one of corner window right there. Then we can look for the another design. I mean, it's look like a similar tiny home as usual, but it has uniqueness and difference between it has a difference than the other tiny home because of the shape, especially on the right and left side of the tiny home. It has grid curve and exploration about the finishing and exploration about the envelopes of the tiny home. It's not only about the curvy on the left or right side, but also have an additional element or additional roof element of this tiny home. So the tiny home has one of uniqueness than the others. I mean, then we can look for the another side. I mean, it's look like embryo of the butterfly, but it has a uniqueness. Seems like a glamour camping villas, and seems look like a great indoor area or great exterior area of the tiny home because of the totally curve of the tiny home with the combination both cylinder and shell shape of the tiny home, and another things like entrance and window on the left or right side. I mean, as we can look from the outside, it has a great things that can make the charisma of the tiny home and can make the iconic sign of the tiny home itself. Then, well, it was very impressive tiny home because of the industrial modern. I feel this look like industrial modern of the tiny home. First, because of the entrance, because of the door and windows design, it's look like industrial material with a combination of transparent material, especially on the panel door and the window panel, and additional things like frame of the door and the window. It's make the highlighted industrial with a curvy shape of the envelopes as usual, with a white line on the outside of this tiny home itself. Okay, and then we can look for the last design. This is the last design. Is so a little bit complicated than the others than the previous design because of it's not only about the curvy shape of the exterior tiny home, but it also give us inspiration about how to arrange the door and window from the outside and how to put some tiny home wheels, so it could be a great composition for the whole design of the tiny home itself. Okay, thanks for watching until the end, and I hope it will give a lot of benefit to all of you, and don't forget to subscribe this channel and just wait for my next video in this channel. Thank you.